If you thought the rugby was only played on grass, you'd be mistaken. We're here in the French ski resort of Plagne, almost 11,000 feet above sea level. These boots aren't made for that, mate. Oh, fucking hell. Should probably get into the boots as well, though. Rugby boots. Oh, fuck. Was that it? Ready? We're not here to ski, we're here to play snow rugby with Land Rover, official partners of the 2019 Rugby World Cup. I should probably go and change my boots now. Take number 57. We got there in the end, so happy with that. Expecting a tough game. We're contesting the scrum and it's going to be full tackle. So, and obviously we're so high up, 11,000 feet. There's not a lot of oxygen at this altitude, so it'll be a tough game. We're joined by two elites of the rugby game. Former England World Cup winner Jonny Wilkinson and French international Dimitri Yashvili. Merci, Johnny. Diolch. Diolch. Game went well. Scored a try from an offload from Jonny Wilkinson. It's not every day you get to say that. And he's also brought a friend that he hasn't seen in a while with him. It's the Rugby World Cup. Great stuff. Thanks for the offload as well.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, running one in there.
Great stuff.
Skinning Dimitri Yashvili.
I mean, even as a Welshman, that's
up there, is it?
That's up there. That's up there. So, Johnny, we're here today playing snow rugby. Yeah. What are the kind of extra difficulties or abnormal difficulties that playing in these conditions put on the body?
Do you know what? My first go. It's been a while since I've played, so it's difficult to say. But it did feel like being up this high, there wasn't that much air.
Yeah.
So you do find yourself a bit out of breath, a bit fatigued early on. Also, it's slippy as hell at times in certain areas, not in all areas, and also the ground's not even. So all these things you take for granted, you're suddenly like, geez, you factor that. But that quickly goes out the window because you just get so engrossed in what's happening around you that you kind of end up forgetting that. I guess, to be honest, most of it's to do with the fact that you end up really knackered, and then you're still forced to make the same decisions. And you need to be equally as sharp because some teams are a bit more used to it, and that's the moment when they just pick to say, right, you're on your knees, now we'll accelerate. So yeah, today we didn't quite get to that stage, although I'm not sure if you may have felt it a little bit. Did you?
I made the mistake of wearing shorts, so
what a mistake. What a mistake. Yeah. You've got your scars.
I felt that pretty hard. If I asked you to name sort of a dream five-a-side snow rugby team based on the best players for these situations that you've played either with or against, who would you go for?
Well, the pitch is not absolutely massive, so if it was a big pitch, I'd probably go straight with your flyers from everywhere. But the pitch, and it's full contact, even though we play touch, it's full contact. So you'd have to have a serious sort of ball playing forwards, massively offloading. Defensively, it's hard work. It's slippery, so you need balance, you need grace, you need that kind of poise. So you'd have, if it's five-a-side, you'd have a couple of decision makers in there, but there'd need to be running ball players. So I guess guy I played with was Matt Gitto, very sharp as a 12, but also played as a 10 as well. So you got both of those in one player. I also played with guys like Inga Twigamala at Newcastle, someone who can run round you and through you at the same time. It's never bad to have one of those on your team. And also some smart guys that just never stop working, people like Richard Hill, I played with for England, who it didn't matter what you did to him, and Neil Back was another one. You do whatever you want, they just get up and carry on. And that sometimes can destroy an opposition's morale. So I think I'd probably have an Inga in there, a Matt Giteau, I guess I've got to be in there somewhere, a Richard Hill, Neil Back character, and then I guess you'd sort of have to have your Jonah Lomu, just for the sake of never got to play with him, and you're kind of like, well, why wouldn't you?
And in terms of the World Cup, who do you predict to be the overall winners of the tournament?
I think favourites-wise, 1 and 2 in the world at the moment are where they deserve to be. I think Wales are very exciting because they're on the way up. I'd like to think that the seedings will ring pretty true. But I think in terms of who else is going to be there and thereabouts, England, Ireland, Scotland have a really nice dark horse going into this. Argentina always do well at World Cups, and South Africa and Australia, you wouldn't want them anywhere after the pool stage, that's for sure.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for speaking to me, Jonny.
Pleasure.
All the best. Thanks very much.
All right, good on you.